Hey everyone, it's Alex, and I am here with my video for the 43rd People's Choice Awards nominations. The People's Choice Awards is an award show where all of the nominees and the winners are not chosen by a special group of filmmaking professionals, but by the general public. So everything from the internet to music to television to film, all the categories covered here are chosen for and voted on by the general public, which is both the best and worst thing about this show. The best thing about this is it can reflect the things that the general public really love. The bad thing is it can lead to a lot of disagreements because what one person might think is great, another person might think is trash. And that is definitely the case every year with the People's Choice Awards. This year there are 4 different types of categories: digital, music, television, and film. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just read all the categories one by one, and then once I have read all of them, then I'm going to go over them and say what I like and what I don't like. So given that the People's Choice Awards tend to have a lot of categories, this may take a while, so please be patient as I try to get through all of these as quickly as possible. I'm going to try to avoid doing any commentary until I've actually gotten through all of these nominations. So here are the nominees for the 43rd People's Choice Awards. We'll begin with the digital categories. Favorite Social Media Celebrity: Stephen Amell, Lady Gaga, Kim Kardashian, Shakira, Britney Spears. Favorite Social Media Star: Baby Ariel, Cameron Dallas, Nash Greer, Liza Koshy, Jacob Sartorius. Favorite YouTube star: Shane Dawson, Tyler Oakley, PewDiePie, Lily Singh, Miranda Sings. Favorite comedic collaboration: Conan O'Brien's Ride Along with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart, Ellen DeGeneres and Britney Spears' Mall Mischief, James Corden's Carpool Karaoke with Adele, Lip Sync Battle with Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan Tatum, Saturday Night Live with Alec Baldwin as Donald Trump and Kate McKinnon as Hillary Clinton. And now onto the music categories. Favorite male singer: Drake, Shawn Mendes, Blake Shelton, Justin Timberlake, The Weeknd. Favorite female singer: Adele, Beyonce, Ariana Grande, Rihanna, Britney Spears. Favorite group: The Chainsmokers, Coldplay, Fifth Harmony, Panic at the Disco, 21 Pilots. Favorite breakout artist: Alessia Cara, The Chainsmokers, Dance, Niall Horan, Zayn. Favorite male country artist: Luke Bryan, Sam Hunt, Tim McGraw, Blake Shelton, Keith Urban. Favorite female country artist: Kelsey Ballerini, Miranda Lambert, Reba McEntire, Dolly Parton, Carrie Underwood. Favorite country group: The Band Perry, Florida Georgia Line, Little Big Town, Lone Star, Zac Brown Band. Favorite pop artist: Adele, Ariana Grande, Sia, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake. Favorite hip-hop artist: G-Eazy, DJ Khaled, Wiz Khalifa, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West. Favorite R&B artist: Beyonce, Drake, Rihanna, Usher, The Weeknd. Favorite song: Can't Stop the Feeling, Justin Timberlake, No, Meghan Trainor, One Dance, Drake featuring Kyla and Wizkid, Pillow Talk, Zayn, Work, Rihanna featuring Drake. Favorite album: Anti, Rihanna, Dangerous Woman, Ariana Grande, If I'm Honest, Blake Shelton, Lemonade, Beyonce, Views, Drake. And now the television categories. Favorite TV show: The Big Bang Theory, Grey's Anatomy, Outlander, Stranger Things, The Walking Dead. Favorite network TV comedy: The Big Bang Theory, Blackish, Jane the Virgin, Modern Family, New Girl. Favorite comedic TV actor: Tim Allen, Anthony Anderson, Jim Parsons, Matthew Perry, Andy Samberg. Favorite comedic TV actress: Kaylee Cuoco, Zooey Deschanel, Anna Faris, Gina Rodriguez, Sofia Vergara. Favorite network TV drama: Chicago Fire, Empire, Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder, Quantico. Favorite dramatic TV actor: Justin Chambers, Scott Foley, Terrence Howard, Taylor Kinney, Jesse Williams. Favorite dramatic TV actress: Priyanka Chopra, Viola Davis, Taraji P. Henson, Ellen Pompeo, Kerry Washington. Favorite cable TV comedy: Atlanta, Baby Daddy, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Real Husbands of Hollywood, Younger. Favorite cable TV drama: The Americans, Bates Motel, Mr. Robot, Pretty Little Liars, Queen Sugar. Favorite cable TV actor: Adam Devine, Zach Galifianakis, Kevin Hart, Freddie Highmore, Rami Malek. Favorite cable TV actress: Ashley Benson, Hilary Duff, Vera Farmiga, Lucy Hale, Carrie Russell. Favorite TV crime drama: The Blacklist, Criminal Minds, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, Lucifer, NCIS. Favorite TV crime drama actor: Mark Harmon, LL Cool J, Chris O'Donnell, Tom Selleck, Donnie Wahlberg. Favorite TV crime drama actress: Sophia Bush, Mariska Hargitay, Lucy Liu, Jennifer Lopez, Pauley Perrette. Favorite network TV sci-fi fantasy show: Arrow, The Flash, Once Upon a Time, Supernatural, The Vampire Diaries. Favorite cable TV sci-fi fantasy show: American Horror Story, Orphan Black, Shadowhunters, Teen Wolf, The Walking Dead. Favorite sci-fi fantasy TV actor: Jensen Ackles, Sam Heughan, Andrew Lincoln, Tyler Posey, Ian Somerhalder. Favorite sci-fi fantasy TV actress: Katrina Balfe, Millie Bobby Brown, Emilia Clarke, Lauren Cohen, Jennifer Morrison. Favorite premium comedy series: Fuller House, The Mindy Project, Shameless, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Veep. Favorite premium drama series: Homeland, House of Cards, Narcos, Orange is the New Black, Power. Favorite premium sci-fi fantasy series: Game of Thrones, Luke Cage, Outlander, Stranger Things, Westworld. Favorite premium series actor: Aziz Ansari, Joshua Jackson, Dwayne Johnson, Nick Jonas, Kevin Spacey. Favorite premium series actress: Claire Danes, Jane Fonda, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Sarah Jessica Parker, Taylor Schilling. Favorite actor in a new TV series: Kevin James, Matt LeBlanc, Kiefer Sutherland, Milo Ventimiglia, Damon Wayans. Favorite actress in a new TV series: Kristen Bell, Jordana Brewster, Minnie Driver, Mandy Moore, Piper Perabo. Favorite competition TV show: America's Got Talent, American Ninja Warrior, Dancing with the Stars, MasterChef, The Voice. Favorite daytime TV host: Ellen DeGeneres, Steve Harvey, Dr. Phil, Rachel Ray, Kelly Ripa. Favorite daytime talk show hosting team: The Chew, Good Morning America, The Talk, The Today Show, The View. Favorite late night talk show host: Stephen Colbert, James Corden, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien. Favorite animated TV show: American Dad, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, The Simpsons, South Park. Favorite new TV comedy: American Housewife, The Good Place, The Great Indoors, Kevin Can Wait, Man with a Plan, Son of Zorn, Speechless. Favorite new TV drama: Bull, Conviction, Designated Survivor, The Exorcist, Frequency, Lethal Weapon, MacGyver, No Tomorrow, Notorious, Pitch, Pure Genius, This Is Us, Timeless. And now, onto the film nominations. Favorite movie: Captain America Civil War, Deadpool, Finding Dory, Suicide Squad, Zootopia. Favorite movie actor: Robert Downey Jr., Tom Hanks, Kevin Hart, Ryan Reynolds, Will Smith. Favorite movie actress: Scarlett Johansson, Anna Kendrick, Jennifer Lawrence, Melissa McCarthy, Margot Robbie. Favorite action movie: Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Captain America Civil War, Deadpool, Suicide Squad, X-Men Apocalypse. Favorite action movie actor: Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Liam Hemsworth, Ryan Reynolds, Will Smith. Favorite action movie actress: Scarlett Johansson, Jennifer Lawrence, Margot Robbie, Zoe Saldana, Shailene Woodley. Favorite animated movie voice: Jason Bateman, Zootopia, Ellen DeGeneres, Finding Dory, Ginnifer Goodwin, Zootopia, Kevin Hart, The Secret Life of Pets, Bill Murray, The Jungle Book. Favorite comedic movie: Bad Moms, Central Intelligence, Ghostbusters, How to Be Single, Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising. Favorite comedic movie actor: Zac Efron, Ryan Gosling, Kevin Hart, Chris Hemsworth, Dwayne Johnson. Favorite comedic movie actress: Kristen Bell, Anna Kendrick, Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Rebel Wilson. Favorite dramatic movie: Deepwater Horizon, Me Before You, Miracles from Heaven, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Sully. Favorite dramatic movie actor: Ben Affleck, George Clooney, Tom Hanks, Chris Pine, Mark Wahlberg. Favorite dramatic movie actress: Amy Adams, Emily Blunt, Blake Lively, Julia Roberts, Meryl Streep. Favorite family movie: Alice Through the Looking Glass, Finding Dory, The Jungle Book, The Secret Life of Pets, Zootopia. Favorite thriller movie: The Conjuring 2, The Girl on the Train, Nerve, The Purge Election Year, The Shallows. And finally, favorite movie icon: Tom Cruise, Johnny Depp, Tom Hanks, Samuel L. Jackson, Denzel Washington. And those are the nominees for the 43rd People's Choice Awards. Thank you so much for staying with me all the way through these nominations. Now let's talk about them. For the digital category, favorite social media celebrity, don't really care. I am on social media myself. I have a Facebook page, but I don't spend all my time looking at celebrities' social media pages. Favorite social media star, I've heard of Cameron Dallas and Nash Greer, but I have not heard of the other three. I have no idea who Baby Ariel, Liza Koshy, and Jacob Sartorius are. Favorite YouTube star, I've heard of all of these people, but I haven't really watched too many of their videos. I go on YouTube all the time. YouTube is like one of my favorite things ever. But when I go on YouTube, I usually go on there to watch music videos of my favorite artists, or watch movie reviews from my favorite movie critics, because I am a huge movie and music buff, and that's what I primarily look up on YouTube. So I don't look up Shane Dawson or Tyler Oakley or PewDiePie or Lily Singh or Miranda Singh's videos. I've seen maybe a few of them, but I don't really watch them on a regular basis. For favorite comedic collaboration, they haven't really done a category like this before, and I think it's cool that they are, because a lot of people really loved all the things put on here, particularly I think the Saturday Night Live bits with Alec Baldwin and Kate McKinnon as Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Saturday Night Live always experiences a critical and ratings boost whenever there's a presidential election, and this year was certainly no different. Now on to music. For favorite male singer, I'm just glad that Justin Bieber wasn't nominated, because I know he's had like a big comeback in the last year with his recent album, and he seems to be reforming his bad boy behavior, but I'm still not impressed with him. I've never liked his music, and I'm glad that he's not nominated here. For favorite female singer, I guess I'm really glad to see Adele and Beyonce on here, and I think one of them will win it, but then again, Ariana Grande, she really does have a huge fan base, particularly, teens, and that fan base helped her win the Artist of the Year award at the American Music Awards. For favorite group, Coldplay's really the only one of these I listen to. I absolutely hated the Chainsmokers Selfie song that they released a few years ago, and I thought to myself when I heard it, yeah, these people, they're never going to be relevant again. And yet here they are. They're still relevant, and I have heard some of their other songs, and they certainly have changed their sound a bit from the Selfie song, but I'm not really that impressed by them. But I absolutely love Coldplay. Coldplay is in my top 5 favorite bands of all time, and I'm so glad that they're still as popular as they were 10 years ago when I was in high school. I haven't really listened to Panic at the Disco, and I honestly never listened to anything by 21 Pilots until I heard their song Heathens on the radio, which is one of the songs that they wrote for the movie Suicide Squad. It's an alright song, but I don't know if it's going to make me rush out to buy all of 21 Pilots' albums. Favorite breakout artist? I've heard Alessia Cara on the radio. She sounds pretty good. Chainsmokers, like I said, I don't like them. Dance, which is just spelled D-N-C-E in capital letters. That's that band headed by Joe Jonas, who of course was from the Jonas Brothers, and Niall Horan and Zayn, short for Zayn Malik. They're both from One Direction, but the One Direction is currently on a hiatus, so members can do solo projects. And Harry Styles will actually be appearing in Christopher Nolan's World War II movie Dunkirk, and no, I'm not making that up. I wish I were, but I'm not. I'm not really a fan of One Direction, so I'm not going to say anything more about them. For favorite male and female country artists, I'm not really a big country person. The radio station I usually listen to when I'm driving to work usually plays rock and pop, but once in a while they'll play some country songs. Tim McGraw's new single, Humble and Kind, they play a lot. Sometimes they play like some older country songs like That Don't Impress Me Much or Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. Those are often played. but the radio station I listen to is not really a country radio station. I've certainly heard of almost all of these. I mean, the only one I haven't really heard of is Kelsey Ballerini, although some people think she might break through at the Grammys later on in the year, so we'll see. You know, so I don't really listen to these people, but I'm certainly familiar with their names. For favorite country group, I've heard of all these nominees except for Lone Star. They must be fairly recent. I know the band Perry, Little Big Town, and Zac Brown Band are fairly well loved, but Florida Georgia Line, I know they're very controversial. There are like casual country fans who like really, really love them, and then there are more purist country fans who absolutely hate them. A lot of people compare them to the rock band Nickelback. Nickelback certainly has their fans, but a lot of people, including myself, hate them. And like Florida Georgia Line, their songs are all basically about girls, alcohol, and pickup trucks. I mean, granted, a lot of country stars do that, but that's like all they do, at least from what I've heard. And they're what is termed bro country, which I'm not really even sure what that means, because like I said, I don't really follow country music. For favorite pop artist, I shouldn't be surprised by these nominees. I'm really glad Adele's in here because she can just knock everyone out of the water with her voice, including all the other 4 nominees. For favorite hip-hop artist, pretty typical. Favorite R&B artist, looks good for the most part, but I'm not really a big fan of Usher, and it's not just because he's a mentor to Justin Bieber. I think Usher's not really as good as people say he is. Haven't really been impressed by any of his songs. But I have liked The Weeknd with the songs of his that I've heard on the radio. For favorite song, admittedly, I wasn't too big into Can't Stop the Feeling when I first heard it. It's since grown on me, but I wouldn't go so far as to say it's the best song of the year. I know there's probably going to be a campaign for it to get a nomination for Best Original Song at the Academy Awards because it was specifically written for Justin Timberlake's movie Trolls, which is currently in theaters right now. It wasn't released as part of any of his regular albums, and I'm sure it'll probably compete at the Grammys as well. I've heard bits and pieces of Meghan Trainor's No. I haven't heard the whole thing. I haven't heard One Dance or Pillow Talk. I think I've heard Work a couple of times, but there's not really anything on here that blows me away. For favorite album, I haven't heard any tracks from Rihanna, Ariana Grande, Blake Shelton, or Drake's albums. I've heard some stuff from Beyonce's album Lemonade, such as her song Sorry, which features the infamous lyric, Becky with the good hair, which led many people to think that Jay-Z had been cheating on Beyonce. Some people think that's why he got into an elevator fight with Beyonce's sister Solange Knowles a couple years ago. But none of them have come out to publicly confirm or deny that. So those are all the music categories. On to television. Favorite TV show. I'm not at all surprised The Big Bang Theory's on here or Grey's Anatomy. Kind of surprised Outlander's on here. I know its fan base is very passionate, but it's on a smaller network, so that's kind of why I'm surprised that it's on here. The Walking Dead, I guess I'm not surprised because for a show on a smaller network, it has some of the biggest ratings of any show, enough to rival even the shows at the big networks. Stranger Things. Now, of course, that's been getting a lot of buzz since it premiered on Netflix over the summer. I remember seeing previews for it, and admittedly, I wasn't that impressed. You know, and I thought to myself, oh god, this is just Netflix trying to do a show that Nickelodeon or Disney usually does. But everyone around me has said, no, it's a much more mature show than you might think. You really got to check it out. Unfortunately, I've been very busy these last few months with work and trying to see movies because I'm a movie buff, so I haven't had time to sit down and watch Stranger Things. I do have Netflix, so maybe over Christmas I'll find some time to sit down over like a 2 or 3 day block and watch all the episodes. I'm not really a binger. I don't sit down and watch 10 episodes in a row, because if I do, I'll get a headache. For favorite network TV comedy, can't really argue with any of these nominees. Admittedly, I haven't really seen Jane the Virgin, but people just praise that show left and right. But I've seen episodes of The Big Bang Theory, Blackish, Modern Family, and New Girl, and they're very good shows. For favorite comedic TV actor, I think Anthony Anderson and Jim Parsons, they were locks to get in here because Blackish and The Big Bang Theory are just ratings juggernauts. Tim Allen, I'm a bit surprised to see him on here. I know his show Last Man Standing is, I think, in its 5th season or 6th. I'm not quite sure. I know it's, it has enough viewers that it keeps getting renewed every year, but he's never been nominated in this category for Last Man Standing until now. He was nominated for this all the time in the 90s when he was on Home Improvement, but okay, I guess Last Man Standing must be having a really good season then. And Matthew Perry, of course, is on the reboot of The Odd Couple that's currently on CBS, but that's the only nomination for the show. The show itself isn't nominated for anything, but Matthew Perry, everyone knows him, because of the fact that he played Chandler on Friends, so he still has that in terms of name recognition. Andy Samberg, of course, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is still very popular, so it's no surprise to see him on here, and he is actually good on that show. Sometimes, for favorite comedic TV actress, I'm not surprised to see any of these ladies on here because all their shows are among the big ratings juggernauts. Pretty much all the shows that I mentioned earlier, except for Anna Faris. There's no other nomination for her TV show Mom. Favorite network TV drama, no surprise with these shows. Same thing with dramatic TV actor and actress. Favorite cable TV comedy, certainly heard of these shows, but I haven't really watched any of them. Same with favorite cable TV drama, heard of them, never really watched too much of them, because admittedly I'm more of a movies than a TV guy. Plus there's so many TV shows and networks these days, it's impossible to watch everything. Favorite cable TV actor and actress seems pretty expected. Mr. Robot is very popular right now, and Rami Malek, the star of that show, won an Emmy back in September. Adam Devine, I'm not sure how popular his show Workaholics is. I guess it does have its fans. Zach Galifianakis, he has a TV show Baskets on FX. Now I can't help but wonder, are Adam Devine and Zach Galifianakis in here mainly because of those shows or just because of their popularity from movies? Like Zach Galifianakis, of course, is still very well known for The Hangover. Kind of the same thing with Kevin Hart. I know he's on that show Real Husbands of Hollywood, which is a parody of all the Real Housewives TV shows, and maybe that's part of him being on here, but I can't help but wonder if his movie career is also a reason why he's in here. Freddie Highmore, of course, a lot of people like him on Bates Motel, as Norman Bates. And of course, many of you might remember Freddie Highmore from his child actor days when he was in movies like Finding Neverland and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Tim Burton remake. For cable TV actress, no surprise at all to see Ashley Benson and Lucy Hale in here because Pretty Little Liars is a very popular show with teens and young adults, and all the actresses on that show are very big on Twitter and Instagram. Hilary Duff, I'm sure, is in here because I'm sure, of name recognition going all the way back to her Lizzie McGuire days, but her TV show Younger is, I think, in its 3rd season, and a lot of people seem to like that show. And Vera Farmiga, of course, plays Norman Bates' mother on Bates Motel. Her favorite TV crime drama, no surprise with most of these nominees, although I am a bit surprised by Lucifer. I haven't watched it, but critically it hasn't been well received, but I guess its fans don't care. For favorite TV crime drama, actor and actress, No surprise with most of these nominees. I think they were pretty expected. Uh, Jennifer Lopez is like the only new person on here because her show Shades of Blue just premiered earlier this year, back in January, and she co-stars with Ray Liotta. For all the sci-fi fantasy shows, most of the nominees I'm not surprised by. I'm very glad to see Once Upon a Time nominated and Jennifer Morrison nominated. I wish there were a few more nominations. It would have been nice in sci-fi fantasy TV actress to see either Jennifer Goodwin or Lana Parrilla nominated alongside Jennifer Morrison, and none of the male actors were nominated for sci-fi fantasy TV actor from Once Upon a Time. Josh Dallas, Colin O'Donoghue, Robert Carlyle, none of them were nominated, and the men on that show are just as important to its success as the women on that show. So for that reason, I would have liked to have seen at least one of those guys be nominated. But Supernatural, The Vampire Diaries, again, they're extremely, extremely popular with the teen and young adult crowd. Once Upon a Time is too, but it also is able to appeal to an older audience as well. Basically an audience that just loves Disney, because Once Upon a Time is about what would happen if all the Disney fairy tale characters lived in the real world. But Outlander certainly has made its way in here thanks to its passionate fans, with nominations for Sam Heughan and Katrina Balfe. And I'm sure Stranger Things fans are jumping up and down to see Millie Bobby Brown nominated here. I'm really surprised, though, given its popularity, of how few nominations there are for Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones won its second Emmy for Best Drama Series at the Emmys earlier this year. The only person nominated from it is Emilia Clarke. I'm very surprised that there's no nominations for cast members like Peter Dinklage, and I'm also surprised that there's no nominations for the show itself. Maybe it just missed out by a few votes, but yeah, it's really weird. For favorite premium comedy series, most of these are very critically acclaimed shows from streaming platforms like Netflix or from networks like HBO and Showtime. And most of them are critically acclaimed. The one that's a bit of a head scratcher, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised, is Fuller House, because critics just absolutely trashed Fuller House. But then again, they didn't like the original Full House either. And of course, this is the People's Choice Awards, not the Critics' Choice Awards, and from what I've seen online, fans of the original Full House have loved Fuller House just as much, because it pretty much is the exact same concept of the original show, except instead of Danny Tanner raising 3 daughters on his own, now his oldest daughter, DJ, now all grown up, is now raising 3 sons on her own. And this time it's her sister Stephanie and her friend Kimmy that move in with her to help her raise her kids. And then favorite premium series actor and actress. Most of these nominees I'm not surprised by, like Aziz Ansari and Kevin Spacey. I'm not sure a lot of people even know that Dwayne Johnson has a TV show. He has a TV show on HBO called Ballers. Just his name recognition alone may have gotten him in. Probably same with Joshua Jackson, because everyone still remembers him from Dawson's Creek. But a lot of people do love his new show, The Affair. And with premium series actress, these are all fine ladies, just based on their work and overall reputation. I'm surprised, though, that Lily Tomlin wasn't nominated alongside Jane Fonda, because if anyone has seen the TV show Grace and Frankie, they're pretty much both responsible for that show working. Like, one of them can't work without the other, because their characters, even though they're polar opposites, help keep the show running, basically. And then favorite actor in a new TV series. The only one I've really seen is This Is Us. I've watched some episodes on NBC's official website. I've heard Designated Survivor is actually pretty good. Admittedly, I wasn't impressed by the first trailers. I'm like, oh, come on, really? But it's been picked up for a full season, and I guess people like it. And Kevin James and Matt LeBlanc, they're in sitcoms, although they haven't really gotten them any good reviews, but their names will bring in ratings. And Damon Wayans is, of course, in the new TV reboot of Lethal Weapon, and it seems a lot of people actually like it. I thought to myself, oh god, people are going to just hate this, it's going to drop in the ratings, but It's been picked up for a full season, so we'll see how that goes. And then favorite actress in a new TV series. Kristen Bell, of course, has that show The Good Place with Ted Danson, where she plays a bad woman who accidentally gets sent to heaven instead of hell when she dies, and she has to do all these good deeds to stay in heaven. I have no idea what new show Jordana Brewster's on. Minnie Driver, she's on that show Speechless. I've seen clips of it on YouTube, but I haven't seen any episodes of the show. Mandy Moore is on This Is Us, which I just talked about a minute ago, and Piper Perabo. I have no idea what new show she's on. Favorite competition TV show, no surprise with these nominees. Favorite daytime TV host, no surprise for the most part. Now, although these nominations came out before Dr. Phil's recent controversy involving his interview with actress Shelley Duvall, where she was shown to be in a very poor state of mental health, it feels weird seeing him nominated here in this category after that has happened. The nominations technically did come out before that episode of Dr. Phil aired, but once that episode aired, he just received an enormous amount of backlash with people accusing him of just exploiting poor Shelley Duvall for ratings. Favorite daytime talk show hosting team, no surprise with these nominees. Same thing with late night talk show host. In fact, these nominees are all very good to the point where I honestly don't know who I would vote for. Favorite animated TV show, no surprise with most of these. Some people might be upset that Family Guy and The Simpsons are on here, because I know many people think those shows lost their spark years ago and should be canceled by now. BoJack Horseman, I'm surprised is not on here, because I know a lot of people love that show. Favorite new TV comedy, haven't seen any of them. Favorite new TV drama, I've really only seen This Is Us. Now onto the film categories, and these are the categories where I can really go in depth of what I like and don't like. Favorite movie, I've only seen Finding Dory and Zootopia. And you might think, if I haven't seen the superhero movies, does that mean I hate them? No. I do like superhero movies, but I'm not like a die-hard fan of them. I'm not like, I must go see every superhero movie as soon as it comes out. You know, I'm not in a mad rush to see them, and I'm the kind of person who needs to see everything in a series for it to make sense. I've heard some people say, oh, you can watch the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but skip these movies, but I don't feel like I can do that. If I need to watch the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I need to watch all the films in order, no matter how good or bad they are, and I'm very, very behind in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DC Extended Universe. So I have to really get down on those other movies before I see the ones that are nominated here. For favorite movie actor, these are very good for the most part. You know, Robert Downey Jr., of course, he'd be in here because he's so beloved as Iron Man. Not surprised to see Ryan Reynolds in here because of how much people really love Deadpool. I know a lot of people were mixed on Suicide Squad, but a lot of people really seem to love Will Smith as Deadshot, plus Will Smith probably also got in here just because of his popularity alone. I'm very glad to see Tom Hanks in here. You know, Tom Hanks is one of my favorite actors of all time. He's one of the most beloved actors of all time by the whole world. And he never stops taking risks. He doesn't just play it safe. And then Kevin Hart. I'm not surprised to see Kevin Hart in here, but given just how almost every movie he makes is a box office hit no matter what. But admittedly, I thought Central Intelligence was okay. It was better than most of Kevin Hart's other movies, but I thought The Secret Life of Pets was massively overrated. I'll talk more about Kevin Hart's performance there when we get to favorite animated movie voice. And Ride Along 2 was just a sequel that we didn't need and was clearly made just because the original was such a big box office hit. And in my opinion, Ride Along 2 was just as bad as the original. For favorite movie actress, these ladies are excellent actresses in their own individual right, but not all of the choices they have made in 2016 in terms of movies they released were very good. Anna Kendrick, for instance, was in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I know some people like that movie, but I did not like it. I thought the jokes were terrible. I thought the acting was pretty bad, and I thought it was just trying to be raunchy for the sake of being raunchy. Not a fan of that. And Anna Kendrick, I think she was doing the best she could, but her character wasn't exactly a very endearing one. And Melissa McCarthy had one of the absolute worst movies of the year, in my opinion, with The Boss, where she played what I think is her most annoying, unlikable character to date. And I did not see Ghostbusters, although many people who have really did not like it at all, including her performance in it. Margot Robbie, of course, just had Suicide Squad, and I know a lot of people, even if they didn't like the movie, thought she was good as Harley Quinn. Jennifer Lawrence, she had X-Men Apocalypse, and she also has Passengers coming out in December with Chris Pratt. Scarlett Johansson, of course, people love her as Black Widow, and she was also part of the voice cast of The Jungle Book. For favorite action movie, of course, we'd see all superhero movies nominated here, because when many people think action movie these days, one of the things they think of is a superhero movie. The Nice Guys, although that's more of a comedy, did have some great action scenes in it. And Hell or High Water, even though that's not really an action movie, that too had some good action scenes. But this may be one of the categories that I don't vote for, mainly because I haven't seen any of these films. For favorite action movie actor, no surprise to see Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Ryan Reynolds, and Will Smith, but Liam Hemsworth is a big shocker. I know Liam Hemsworth and his brother Chris Hemsworth certainly have their large share of fans due to being in the Hunger Games and the Avengers franchises, but the only real big movie Liam Hemsworth had this year was Independence Day Resurgence, which for a blockbuster of that size was a box office disappointment, and critics didn't like it. Many people who've seen the original Independence Day didn't like it. I thought it was a guilty pleasure movie. I thought it was okay. I've seen far, far worse, but Liam Hemsworth was not one of the good things about that movie, in my opinion. His character was one of the worst characters of the entire movie. For favorite action movie actress, no surprise about Scarlett Johansson, Jennifer Lawrence, and Margot Robbie. Shailene Woodley, I know, is only in here mainly because of the die-hard fans of the Divergent franchise. Unfortunately, that fan base has been shrinking because the recent film, Allegiant, was a box office flop, and as a result, the fourth film in the series, Ascendant, was canceled. I'm surprised to see Zoe Saldana in here. I don't really recall her being in any action movie earlier this year, unless you count Ben Affleck's upcoming gangster film, Live by Night, as an action film, but... Oh, now that I think about it, why isn't Daisy Ridley in here for favorite action movie actress? And why aren't Oscar Isaac or John Boyega nominated for favorite action movie actor? Hell, why isn't Star Wars The Force Awakens nominated for favorite movie or favorite action movie? I know Star Wars The Force Awakens came out nearly a year ago, but the People's Choice Awards always come out in November. So technically this year's People's Choice Awards had December 2015 and then all the rest of 2016 to pick from for nominating things. But Star Wars does not show up here anywhere. So I'm really disappointed that Star Wars is not in here. And well, I'm actually quite angry, but I don't like to go into extreme angry rants unless I really, really feel the need to. You might see me do that in my Worst Films of 2016 video, but we'll save that for that occasion. For favorite animated movie voice, I have no problem with any of these nominees except for Kevin Hart in The Secret Life of Pets. Now, I know some people thought Kevin Hart was funny in that movie, and some people thought his character was the best character of the movie, but I gotta be honest. Kevin Hart's character Snowball was one of the most annoying characters I have seen in an animated movie in my entire life. And having seen a lot of animated movies, that is a lot. That is a huge deal. I could not stand this character from the moment he first appeared on screen. Snowball's this rabbit who is just the most psychotic character you have seen in an animated movie. And they try to make him psychotic in a funny way, but it's just so annoying because Kevin Hart just reverts to his screaming at the top of his lungs shtick that Adam Sandler always was known for, and it's just not funny. It's so annoying, and I just want it to stop. Plus, The Secret Life of Pets, to me, is the most overrated film of the year. It has like a 75 or 76% on Rotten Tomatoes. It should have like a 46% because the story is very generic and it's very cliched. A fifth grader could have written a better story than this. I don't know, just... And, of course, because it made so much money at the box office, it's going to get a sequel coming out in 2018, I believe, and almost all of the original voice cast is expected to return. Now, some of the voice actors in that film were okay, like Louis C.K., Eric Stonestreet, Ellie Kemper, Jenny Slate, and Albert Brooks. But Kevin Hart was so annoying, I just wanted to plug my ears every time he came on screen because Snowball was so annoying that, ugh. Moving on, favorite comedic movie. A lot of people I know are going to be very upset with this category. I did not see Bad Moms, but when I saw the trailer, I hated it. It's one of my least favorite trailers I've ever seen, and everyone I know who's seen the movie has just said it was absolutely despicable. And when I hear a lot of negative buzz about a movie, sometimes it gets to the point where I can't put aside any negative bias I have beforehand. So, as a result, I felt I shouldn't go see it because I wouldn't be able to judge the movie fairly. And admittedly, at that time, I had been burnt out by bad comedies like Dirty Grandpa, The Brothers Grimsby, The Boss, and Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I said to myself, I just need a break. So I didn't go see it. Central Intelligence, people are split on. Some people thought it was funny, some people hated it. I thought it was okay. I thought some moments were terrible, but other moments were actually funny, and I do think Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson had good chemistry, and I liked how they switched up their roles where Kevin Hart plays the straight man and Dwayne Johnson plays the annoying one. How to Be Single was just terrible. It was just your typical Valentine's Day cliched romance movie, which featured one of the most annoying, unlikable characters of the year, played by Rebel Wilson. I'll talk about that more in my Worst Films of 2016 video. Ghostbusters, like I said before, I did not see, but people I know are split on it. Some people I know liked it, others hate it with a burning passion. Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising was the only other film I saw. It was alright, but it was pretty much a carbon copy of the first Neighbors. Favorite comedic movie actor? I'm very glad to see Ryan Gosling in here. That's pretty much the only recognition for The Nice Guys, because that bombed at the box office, despite good reviews. And its all-star cast. Kevin Hart, I wish he was not in here, but I understand why he is. Dwayne Johnson, I can understand being in here. Zac Efron, I can understand being in here. Chris Hemsworth, I'm surprised to see in here, because I know a lot of people hated his character in Ghostbusters, but I guess because he's just so popular from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, people just name-checked him because of that. For favorite comedic movie actress, Kristen Bell, while she was sort of the only character I liked in the movie The Boss, her character was still a pushover who just let Melissa McCarthy abuse her. And like I said before, I did see Bad Moms. Anna Kendrick, like I said before, I didn't like her in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Melissa McCarthy, I know her movies are usually hits at the box office, including The Boss, which it shouldn't have been a hit because of how bad it was, but again, just name recognition alone is the reason why she's in here, but she shouldn't be in here because her character in The Boss was the worst character she has played to date. Kristen Wiig, I'm guessing, is in here partly because of Ghostbusters and partly because of her popularity. And Rebel Wilson, you know, How to Be Single was somewhat of a box office hit, but certainly not as big as like Pitch Perfect, and I'm guessing it's just her Pitch Perfect fans who nominated her here. For favorite dramatic movie, Deepwater Horizon, that was a really good film. I didn't think it's one of the absolute best films of the year like some people, but it's still a very solid movie. Kind of like Titanic meets The Towering Inferno, but not necessarily a ripoff of those films. Me Before You was a film a lot of people were split on. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I really liked it considering how much I don't usually like cheesy romance films, but this film thankfully didn't really get too cheesy that much, and it actually took on a pretty serious tone towards the end. I'm not going to go into more detail because that would give away major spoilers, but let's just say this is definitely not your typical romance film, and you'll definitely be thinking about your own position on the issues that you see in this film and whether or not you agree with them the way it's presented in the film. Miracles from Heaven, I actually kind of liked that movie. It wasn't as cliched as I thought it would be, and there were a lot more surprisingly good moments than I thought there were, but I don't really think it deserves to be nominated here. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is another film a lot of people were mixed on. I really loved it. I had read the book earlier this year and really loved that, so I was really excited for this, and I thought this is perfect for Tim Burton. He's perfectly made for a movie like this. And for the most part, he did an excellent job. I thought the movie ended up being a lot more faithful to the book than I thought it would, because based on the trailers, some of the noticeable changes I saw, I thought, oh god, this movie's going to be ruined. But a lot of the changes they made actually did work quite well. I can't say what they are because then that'll go into spoiler territory, but Tim Burton surprised me. Good job, Tim Burton. And Sully. I really, really loved Sully. That was an excellent film. Clint Eastwood has done it again. Tom Hanks has done it again. Tom Hanks is perfect to play a role like that of Captain Chelsea Sully Sullenberger, and he just absolutely knocked it out of the park here, and the visual effects in this movie were fantastic. This is what visual effects should look like in a movie like this, where you have to try and show an entire plane crash. They did such a good job that you couldn't tell that something was obviously CGI, which is very common in movies these days, but not here. Favorite dramatic movie actor? I have no problem with any of these nominees. Ben Affleck did a fantastic job in the movie The Accountant. I thought that movie did have some problems with its writing and its overall story structure, but Ben Affleck's performance was phenomenal. George Clooney was really good in Money Monster, that film with him and Julia Roberts and Jack O'Connell from Unbroken, and which was directed by Jodie Foster, that came out back in May. Tom Hanks, of course, I just talked about him in Sully. Chris Pine was in this independent film called Hell or High Water. Amazing movie, and that has actually what I think is Chris Pine's best performance of his whole career. And Mark Wahlberg, here, of course, for Deepwater Horizon. Favorite dramatic movie actress? Amy Adams, probably on here because of Arrival. Fantastic movie. One of my favorite movies of the year, and Amy Adams needs to be nominated for every type of award. Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, Screen Actors Guild, BAFTA, and of course, Oscar. This will be her 6th Oscar nomination. She's never won so far, but if she is nominated again, it'll be well deserved. Emily Blunt is probably on here because of The Girl on the Train. I actually liked that movie, even though many people didn't. I think it's quite underrated, actually. And I had read the book earlier this year, and like Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, there are some big changes with the book. Well, the only real big change is that they moved the setting of The Girl on the Train from England to America. But other than that, this overall story is pretty much exactly the same. But I liked it for what it was. I didn't think it was a Gone Girl ripoff like some people did. It does have Gone Girl similarities, but I don't think it's enough to be a full-on ripoff. And Blake Lively surprised me earlier this year with her performance in The Shallows. I kind of really wasn't a fan of Blake Lively just because of her being known for the TV show Gossip Girl. But The Shallows was definitely a surprising film because it took your typical shark attack scenario but made it into a much more compelling story than you would expect it to. Especially because Blake Lively's character is not your damsel in distress type of woman that we usually see in movies like this. She's a very strong, independent, intelligent woman who holds her own against one very evil shark. And Meryl Streep, of course, is one of the greatest actresses of all time, and she proved that earlier this year once again with her movie Florence Foster Jenkins, where she had to play this real woman who was a socialite and a huge lover of the arts and wanted more than anything to put on a concert at Carnegie Hall with her singing, even though she had the absolute worst singing voice you have ever heard in your life. But she, of course, thinks her voice is beautiful, and everyone else around her, particularly her husband, tells her that because they don't want to hurt her feelings. And her husband is just as delusional as she is. But if you've not seen Florence Foster Jenkins, please go check it out. I promise it's not some boring art house independent film. You'll really love Meryl Streep in it. You'll also really love Hugh Grant. This is probably one of Hugh Grant's best performances of his entire career. Now, for favorite family movie, I actually have seen all 5 of these movies. Alice Through the Looking Glass, meh. I didn't hate it as much as other people did, but I didn't like it either. I thought some elements were good, like Mia Wasikowska's performance as Alice, and there were some cool visual effects, but the overall story was just pretty dumb, and Johnny Depp was, of course, just doing his weird Johnny Depp shtick that he's been doing for the last 13 years since Pirates of the Caribbean. Finding Dory was a really good sequel to Finding Nemo. Not as good as Finding Nemo, but still a really good movie, and Ellen DeGeneres was, of course, amazing as Dory. The Jungle Book, fantastic movie. Even better than the original animated version from 1967. I know that sounds like a lot to say, but believe me, it is. And the voice cast in this movie is fantastic, perfect all the way around. Bill Murray is perfect as Baloo. Ben Kingsley is perfect as Bagheera. Idris Elba is perfect as Shere Khan. Scarlett Johansson is perfect as Kaa. Christopher Walken is perfect as King Louie. Lupita Nyong'o is perfect as Raksha. Giancarlo Esposito is perfect as Aquila. And the kid who plays Mowgli, Neil Setti. This is his very first film, and my God, he was fantastic, especially since most of the scenes he filmed in were filmed on an indoor set against green screens and stuff, because all the animals are CGI creations. But it looks very real, it looks very natural, as if real animals were being used. And Jon Favreau, this is his best movie since Elf. In fact, it may even be his best movie that he's made to date, even better than Elf. Like, if you want to see a live-action remake of a Disney animated film, this is the one to see. And Disney was the one who made it, because they've been remaking a lot of their classic animated movies into live-action movies. Like Cinderella, for instance, from 2015, another really good movie. The Secret Life of Pets, I talked about how I think that's overrated. And then Zootopia. Zootopia, in my opinion, is the best animated film of the year so far. It has a great voice cast with Jennifer Goodwin, Jason Bateman, Idris Elba again, J.K. Simmons, Jenny Slate, Octavia Spencer. And it's not only a very funny movie and a very cute movie like most Disney movies are, but it also has some very serious and relevant messages in it, mainly about racism and sexism. And they really show it in a very serious manner here, and they don't sugarcoat it. They don't try to simplify it. They show it for what it really is. And little kids obviously won't really pick up on that, but teenagers and adults certainly will. Favorite thriller movie? I've only seen The Girl on the Train and The Shallows. I haven't seen The Conjuring 2, mainly because I still need to see the first one. Nerve, I really did not like the trailer, so I thought I'm not going to see it. Some people thought it was good, others didn't. And then The Purge election year I did not see because everyone I know who saw it hated it, and I didn't think I could put aside a negative bias beforehand to go see it. Plus, I still haven't seen the first 2 movies, and I can't watch one movie in a series without watching the other ones. And then favorite movie icon. All 5 of these people are really deserving, and I honestly don't know who should win more. This is a really tough choice for me to make when I go do my final voting. But anyway, those are the nominees for the 43rd People's Choice Awards. Let me know in the comment section what you think. What are your favorite nominations? What are your least favorite nominations? And please stay tuned real soon for my vote video where I vote for the People's Choice Awards on their website. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.